Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Kim and the SAV, Kim out of Savannah, Georgia, of BetterBodyCrew.com. Waiting for Instagram to join the live. There it goes. What's going on, Instagram, you youngins, you? It's been quite some time, you guys. There's been a lot of great things going on, and I've been definitely in a season of separation and reflection on a lot of these great things and not so great in some respects. And I recently had two events. One today and one yesterday that inspired me to do this Facebook Live, even though I'm looking like who did what, when, where, and why. Y'all know it's so hard for me to get out of my pajamas. So I'm still in them. But anyway, I wanted to talk with you guys because I thought this would, if ever I really feel like something will help a person, I definitely want to come and bring it to the room, bring it to the fam right quick in an effort to help you, because maybe you're there's nothing new under the sun, right? We're all kind of sort of going through the same thing, just in these like silos. We think we're alone, but we are not. Hey, what's going on, Carrie, Mr. Excitement George? What's going on, Tania? Sunday, I thought, what's going on, brother? All right. So listen, I titled this how to still have a heart for people even when you feel like giving up on them. And this is going to have different levels, right? Depending on whether the person you're speaking to is somebody that is a family member, a friend, a co-worker, a neighbor, or, you know, somebody on your team, maybe somebody you work with. There are varying degrees of relationships, of course. But let me just go ahead and get into the three tips that I'm going to share with you. The first one, and then we're going to go dig deep in this, right? The first one is don't forget. When you are in a bad place with someone, it's really easy to forget the good times. So if you forget, it's going to make it easy to stay in that bad place. But if you remember, it does kind of bring you back to home base. I'll sort of say where it all started, where it all began. And also don't forget who they are. We'll expand on this a little bit more because it's very important. The second thing is examine your motives. Okay? Examine your motives. Is the separation between you two based in something that you wanted that was not fair to them? I found that I've done that a lot with people. And then the third thing that we're going to talk about, how to have a heart for people when you feel like giving up on them, is analyze what caused the rift between you two and look at how, I got to look at my notes because I wrote a few notes on this one before to kind of sort of help me to keep from rambling, and look at how, hold on one second, y'all. Yeah, analyze your, I shouldn't have written these in Notepad. Yeah, and yes, and look at how they are trying to like bridge the gap. That's what caused the gap between you two, and how are they trying to bridge it? Because that is a very big thing too. So let's get into the first one. Don't forget. Here is what I will tell you. It is really easy to love everyone when everything is light, airy, happy, fun. That's the easy part. But the true test of a relationship, of how you really feel about somebody when you use those words like, I like you, you my dog, the true test is when the hard times come. And that's why I've always been a person, whether you're my friend, whether you're my boo, my man, like, if you treat me nice on the first date, second, third date, all that, our anniversary, that's awesome. That's great. However, when we're in a heated argument, when we don't see eye to eye, that means so much to me how you argue with me, how you deal with me when we don't want to deal with each other. If you call me out of my name, if you attempt to put your hands on me, those are things that are unacceptable. And I want to be very clear on that, right? And I'm kind of sort of digging into number 3 on this one, but I want y'all to understand, because I don't want y'all to misinterpret like people are prone to do on social media. When I talk about having a heart for people, I'm not talking about being a doormat. Okay, so I really want to be very clear in my communication on that. But remember the good times. If those people haven't committed like an egregious act of, horrible act that they cannot come back from in your book, and your book is different than my book, because we're different people. right? People definitely I see different levels of acceptance for what they will and will not put up with. But for me, I do try to remember the good times. Okay? Because that just brings me back to home base. It wasn't always this way with that person. And, I also remember who the person is. Who are you dealing with? Okay? Who are you dealing with? You have to, and I've said this for a long time, one of the favorite lessons that I learned the only thing I remember from English school, from English class pretty much, is know your audience and cater your message to your audience, right? And I forgot this rule yesterday because I was speaking to someone who was very firm on their stance about something, and we were not seeing eye to eye. We were bumping heads big time, and that conversation bothered me long after the conversation ended. And the conversation ended with both of us saying, you know what, we just need to get off the phone. We don't need to talk about this right now. And that's the way the conversation needed to end, because it wasn't going very well. However, I forgot during that conversation who my audience was. See? A man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. A man or woman. And so when you know that you're speaking to someone who's coming from a certain place, it should absolve you from the responsibility of trying to get your point across, if you know what I mean. Okay? Because there are some people that you already know just by knowing who they are, what they've been through, certain things about them. You already know that it's pointless. No matter how good your point is to you, they will never see it. Like a feminist should never argue with a chauvinist. For what? They will never, ever see your point. So you're really wasting your time. So things like that will help you. What did they say? Somebody said, I tapped into my empathy and therefore I was able to have sympathy for a person. Okay? The only way you can tap into your empathy is to know who you're dealing with, right? And that's going to help you change your perspective about how you approach them with certain things, or if you should even continue to. Because a lot of times we're fighting battles that we should not fight. All right? We're fighting battles that we will never win. Ever. All right? So you have to remember that. Remember who they are and remember better times with them. That's going to keep you at home base, and that's going to definitely help you, I feel, if you got good sense. It's going to keep you from going crazy, and it's going to help you in your communication and determining if you should even continue the conversation further. One of the things, now taking this to a business level, I will tell you this, because I do have a lot of people in my business that watch my lives, and they're not necessarily on my team. In my business, we have something called the Purple Book. It's more like a pamphlet. It's not a book. And a lot of people overlook this little tool we have. It's very simple. It's like 3-4 pages. Not much big at all. And I think that's a part of the reason why people minimize its impact. But the Purple Book has been a very useful tool for me, because there have been times when people on my team, I'm like, why are they not doing what they said? They said they want this, and they said they want that. Why are they not doing their bare minimum when they want the maximum out of this company? And I've had to go back to that Purple Book, because a part of the Purple Book, y'all, hey, Valerie Whitehead, she said, I'm new with TLC, and I find your live very informative and very inspiring. Well, you're welcome, TLC sis. Good for you for tapping in. But I will tell you, I give you the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between on my lives now. Mom, why are you in the driveway and on my Facebook Live? You want to come inside, baby? You want to come inside, boo? We have a horrible habit in my family of like pulling up to the house, sitting in the driveway for an hour, sometimes falling asleep even, and then coming in, you know. But anyway, hey mom, love you, babe. So here's the deal. This Purple Book, guys, it talks about the company, but then there's a section on it where it asks you to ask your new teammate, what are the 10 reasons that they joined the business? Now, I'm not going to lie. I haven't done the Purple Book with everybody. And if you on my team and you watching and you like, you ain't did the Purple Book with me, then I'm guilty. All right? I'm guilty. Huh? Why am I funny?
He said,
What are you watching me on your computer?
I wish.
Oh, that's right, you can. I had to take them privileges away. But anyway, if I haven't done the purple book with you, then okay, I apologize. Reach out to me and we'll get that done. However, there was a period when I was really good with the purple book, and I got majority of the people on my team right now to do the purple book. And on those 10 reasons, woo, some people gave me more, I'm not gonna lie, very surface. They acted like it was a speed test. I want to lose weight. I want to make money. I want to learn social media. They gave me very surface-ish answers. But there were some people. There are a few purple book interviews that I will never forget. And I have some, and I came to it humanized the people on my team, right? Because when you get that pop-up in your back office and it's like, so-and-so join your team, you're like, ooh, fast start bonus, ooh, extra money, right? Real talk, that's just that's your first inclination, right? Do a little happy money dance, But when you actually speak to the people, and then if you shut up, as much as I talk on these Facebook Lives, my team will tell you that a lot of times, Amanda Staples, what's going on, girlie? Happy belated birthday. But as much as I talk on these Facebook Lives, a lot of times people will tell you, if I'm on the phone with you, a lot of times, you'll think I'm a mute, okay? Or on mute. Because I will not say a lot, because I want to know what you got to say. And if you shut up, one of the best rules of advice I got in communication is shut up. Just shut up. You'll be surprised at what people will tell you. How deep they will go with you. The things that you will find out if you just shut up. I have people on my team that have family members that are on drugs, children that are on drugs, spouses that are in jail, friends, family members who have committed suicide, very, very close to them. Horrible, horrible, horrible life stories. And a lot of times I do take notes. I don't ever do a purple book session in the car. I don't do that. I like to schedule those when I'm at home so that I can take notes. And I actually stumbled on somebody's notes real quick. And this is from April 25th, 2020. This is a purple book session I had at 1:32 in the morning. Now, I know y'all like, 1:32 in the morning? See, that's why I don't do them pyramid scheme things. They want you to do too much. I probably didn't wake up until 6 p.m. that evening. And this is with one of my West Coast members. So she, 1:32 in the morning for me. And I always I encourage you guys, while you're on the journey of life, whether you have a business or not, time, date, everything. Date and time. Put the time and date on everything, because it'll amaze you. It will amaze you when you were taking notes on certain things. But I take notes when I'm doing the purple book session because it's serious to me. If you care enough to share some of your deepest, darkest things, and a lot of times people will tell me, I don't even know why you're telling me this. And I'll be on the phone. I don't say anything, but I'll be like, girl, I don't know why you either. But that's in my head. But I'll be like, But it's woo. Some of it is very, very heavy stuff. Okay. And so I stumbled across these notes from April 25th, 2020. With someone who had just joined my team. And it made me call her immediately, because there's some things in these notes. She and I spoke a while ago, and I know she's going through some things, but there were some things in those notes. And I can remember at one point thinking to myself, man, this girl has everything. She's gorgeous. She can speak well. She's, young, vibrant. She can give tips on so many things and do so many things. Like, she should kill it. And I remember, you're going to think this about people, family members. You're going to think about this about all types of people around you. Like, why aren't they doing better? God gave them all these gifts. God gave them all this stuff. Why aren't they monetizing it and using it to get out of the situation that they're in? And it can cause you to be discouraged with people. But when I came upon those notes about things that she told me about why she wants to do this business, it humbled me. So I said, let me call her. And I strongly encourage you, if you are in my company or even if you are not, let's say you have a business, get to know your people on a deeper level. So that in those times when you're feeling frustrated with them and aggravated, and you just like, forget them to it. Oh, well, they must not really want it. Just come back to home base. Who is the person? What have they been through? What's going on with them? Because everybody's going through something, right? And you're not going to be able to operate at your highest when you're feeling your lowest. You're just not. So yeah, if you're in my company and you've brought on people to your team, if you've never done the purple book with them, it's never too late. Go back and do that purple book and write down notes. Okay, because you never know what they're gonna tell you. It's gonna turn into a straight up Ayana fix my life session with some of these people. And I encourage you not to fall into the trap of trying to fix their life. Just listen. Just listen. And there's something called 3Y, right? 3Y. So somebody says, well, I want to do the business because I want to make more money. Why? Because I'm just tired of being broke. Why? Because my husband, one of the biggest reasons for my marriage falling apart was financial troubles. Oh, ding, 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 ding. There's the real issue, right? You want to go deep. Why? They're going to be mad at you. They're going to catch the attitude, but they'll be all right. But go deep with them. Why? Because a lot of times you have to dig deep to get to the good stuff. Okay. Peggy said we get comfortable and the unknown is scary and it holds us back. Oh my gosh. Yes, absolutely. 100 ding, 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 ding. You're a winner. That's 100% correct. Okay. So I want you guys, that's the first thing. Don't forget the good times with people, and don't forget who they are, what they are going through. You have to tap into your empathy to have sympathy for them. And when you do that, when you come from a place of compassion and love, because I always heard like really, really successful people, and I'm not talking about successful in the form of money. I'm talking about successful in the form of peace of mind and all the things that you desire, monetary and otherwise. But when I've heard successful people say things like, oh, you have to come from a place of love, I was like, I'm too broke to be trying to come from a place of love. I'm coming from a place trying to pay these bills, honey. But you do have to come from a place of love. And you do have to come from a place of compassion. How can you do that? How can you be compassionate with someone that you do not know? Some people have a gift and they can just be compassionate for anybody and everybody. I'm not one of those people. So I got to get to know you before I'm just going to be real, before I care about you. Otherwise, I'm just like, okay, do you then, girl. Hello, love.
What you saying hello to?
What you mean? Hey, what's going on, Nina? So, the next thing I want to talk about is examine your motives. Examine your motives. And what I found in my business is that a lot of times when I'm hurt by what somebody does or does not do, not now, this was more so in the beginning, but a lot of times when I was hurt by what my teammates did or did not do, it had nothing to do with their goals. It had everything to do with my goals. Y'all know I give y'all the real, okay? And this is one of the major downfalls with network marketers. This is why people hate people in MLM and the pyramid scheme thing, because they're like, you only do stuff if you, I'm going to be done with this in a moment. Please, not too loud. But they're like, you only do stuff for you. You only do stuff for you. And it's really the truth. Like, a lot of people come over here and they hear, oh, you can use leverage. You can get paid off of the people. And they take that too far. And they become like a slave owner. And they're like, you didn't hit director? You must not love your kids. You didn't hit 250 club? You must not want to make impact on the people. You not out there changing lives? You must not. Well, what you doing? What you doing? What you doing, sponsor? Big leader? What you do? You hit 250 club? All right then. Now your lifetime rank say you director, but is you really director? Let me see that back office. All right then, right? So don't be out here looking crazy with your people, but at the same time, realize that everybody, again, they're going through their own stuff, and as they're going through their journey, what I want you to do is examine your motives. Are you upset that your team didn't hit this goal because that means they're further from their goal that they told you about in the purple book? Or are you upset that your team didn't hit this goal because now you can't get to the next rank? Bloop. Are you upset that your team didn't hit this goal because now your check, you can't pay the light bill, your commission check, your binary, your check match on them, it's not high enough to pay your car note? See, that's what you really, really have to look at, and you really have to examine it, because if you're coming from an insincere place, people are not dumb. They can smell it, they can feel it, they can taste it. It just, it comes off of you. And this is not just with your teammates, this is also with your customers. It's the same thing too, even if you're in a relationship, right? Let's take money out of it, right? Let's take the business relationship out of it. But if you're talking, let's say you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend and they don't do something that you want them to do, is it really is it really that detrimental as you're making it out to be? I've seen some couples argue about some of the minuscule type things, and I'm just like, are you serious right now? Are we in high school? But a lot of times what happens is he didn't do what you wanted him to do, and the reason why you're so upset about it is because it hurt your ego. Not that it hurt you, it hurt your ego. He didn't say the compliment the way you wanted him to say it. She didn't go to the game, so now you like, oh, all my boys got their girls there and you not there, and it look like you an unsupportive woman. So you're more so upset because your woman is not on your arm in front of your people, and you're worried about what your people are going to say about the fact that you're solo dolo versus you really wanting her to be there. So examine your motives. Examine your motives when you are in a rift with someone, when you're bumping heads with someone, when you're upset, angry with someone, or whatever the case may be. Okay, examine your motives. Is it really about what they did, or is it about how what they did made you feel when you were coming from a place of ego and your own motives, your own goals? The next one, y'all drink y'all water today? Did y'all drink y'all's water today? Y'all water today? The next one is, and this is the final one, when you want to tap in and get back, like having a heart for people, when you feel like giving up on them, look at whatever caused you to have this issue with them. How long has it been, and how bad was it? Because I don't want you guys to misinterpret this live, turn into a YouTube video. I don't want you to mistake me for saying let people manipulate you. I'm not saying that. Can y'all still hear me? I'm not saying for you to let people manipulate you. I'm not saying for you to be a doormat. And some of y'all, that you're a people pleaser. Thank God I don't suffer with that. But some of y'all are going to take my words, and you're gonna automatically, up to this point, maybe you were thinking that. And what I want to do right now is just backtrack and put it in perspective, okay? Because under no way, shape, or form is that what I intend to say. Everything can be forgiven, but things should not be forgotten. And just because you have a heart for somebody does not mean that you should continue to let them break your heart. Okay? So like, don't take this to mean, oh, she's saying I should go back to him. No, sis. That's not what I'm saying. Or for the guys, oh, I should go back to her. No, that's not what I'm saying. If someone has, they're cheating on you, your self-esteem is going down, your value is going down as theirs is continually going up. No, that's not what we call an equitable exchange. I'm not in any way, shape, or form talking about that. You don't have to wish that person harm, but at the same time, do not let them do harm to you. Somebody putting their hands on you, nah. I'm not saying you still have a heart from them and take them back and remember the good times. That's not what I'm saying. So what I'm saying, I'm just going to put it in business terms for this part of the conversation. Son, while I'm doing this Facebook Live, like the mumbling, it makes it hard for me to remember my points. I'm almost done though. But I will say this, like, what you want to do is you want to look at how bad was the issue. There are some people who have very, very small issues, and over time they have grown and ballooned, and the issue is really so small that even with time, they don't even know why they're mad, but they're pissed to the highest levels of festivity, right? And they're not even mad about the issue anymore. It's just that they've been mad for so long. They like, well, I've been mad for this long, so it must be important, so I can't let it go, because even though I don't remember what the it was, if it was long enough for me to hold on to it for this long, then it must be legitimate. Like, the madness that we put ourselves through is maddening, right? So what was the issue at first? For me, I am really, really big on respect. And I know that's relative, right? But I try to make it clear with people what disrespect looks like and means to me. So I know that a lot of people, I know that I have a gift of pissing people off. And there's a certain way that I can say things that a lot of people don't like, don't appreciate. And again, it stems from multiple things. I'm not going to get into that, right? And so I know, being the person I am, that a lot of people at some point in time are probably going to be upset with me, mad with me. And so I prepare myself to constantly have what I call hardcore conversations. I am constantly preparing for that because I know how I am. All right. Now, when that happens, what's my point? When that okay. What did I say? Oh yeah, what started the rift? When that happens, a lot of times, like I said, it's just the way I said something, or maybe I used an analogy that they didn't appreciate. And they're like, but you didn't take into account. And I'm like, oh my gosh, everything I say is not a blanket statement for all people in the world. Of course, there are exceptions. I wasn't talking to you. Usually it's something small. Like sometimes I'll tell stories and people will think that literally the story is about them. And I'm like, girl, I wasn't even thinking about you. You know what I'm saying? And it's only in that conversation that we can bridge the gap. It's only if you, I don't care what I do to make you mad. I'll never get mad at a person for being mad at me. But when you cut me, if we're supposed to be cool, right? You're supposed to be my girl. You're supposed to be my guy, right? And you just cut me off. Well, now. At the somewhat seasoned age of 41 and a half years old, I feel very strongly about people being able to articulate themselves. And so, because and I don't have abandonment issues. However, just like when someone shows you who they are, believe them. So if you can do something like that with something that's small, then you can do it with something that's big. Like I cannot reach an understanding with you if you're not even talking to me. I think that's fair. And so once somebody is disrespectful enough to say, I don't even owe you telling you why I'm ignoring you, then I'm like, okay, cool. Now, and maybe this is the petty Betty in me. God is not through with me yet, like the church song say. But if you do that, what's good for the gander is good for the goose. Do not expect to not talk to me when it's uncomfortable for you. And now when you're like, I'm good now, come up in my face. And now we're supposed to have a conversation. Oh, no, man. No, ma'am, Pam. No, ma'am, Pam. Time out for that. And what's so funny is I actually had somebody who was very upset with me for months. And when they reached out to me, they were like, I want to talk to you because I'm mad at you. I was like, you are? I had no idea. So, and I was fine with that. We had a conversation. We hashed it out. I did see her point. Again, it was something I didn't even think about it the way that she was thinking about it, what I did to offend her. And we were able to reach an understanding at the end of that conversation. It was smashed. Because I never knew it was even there, and we were good. But if you do cut me off, you better cut me off like she did. You better cut me off in a way that I don't even know I'm cut off. I'm none the wiser. I'm just out here like, doo, doo, doo. That's my dog. Meanwhile, you over there still pissed like, I can't stand you, Pepper. That's the way you better cut me off, in a way that I don't even know. But once I know, oh, you better stay gone. Because if you cannot, because I would never do that to a person. I don't expect to get along with everybody. We are different people, y'all. We have different experiences. We have different things going on. But I promise you this, like if I'm mad with you, and I'm not talking about like social media stuff, because somebody will be like, well, you unfriended me. Maybe your posts are just like super negative. And I didn't have time to call you and say, hello, your posts are very negative. And so I'm going to be unfriending you. Like, but I don't have, that doesn't mean that I'm like mad at you. I'm talking about if I'm upset with someone or they really, really hurt me, I wouldn't just cut them off for no reason or without a conversation. But yeah, I will unfriend you if I'm like, oh my God, if she talk about being lonely one more time, yes, I will unfriend that type of situation. You know what I'm saying? So that is that. But you want to think about, like, how long has this been going on, and what is the manner in which the person started, like, where did the divide happen? How bad was it? And that will determine for me whether or not I give you a second chance after I feel like giving up on you. Okay? There are some things in my book that are just unconscionable. You do these things and I just will not deal with you again. Because once I set a precedence that that's acceptable, in my mind, you will try me like that again. So just to keep my life stress-free so I can stay looking young, you got to go. And that's just that. Unapologetically. Okay? So, I said that, the bigger the problem. And yeah, I've had some big fallouts with some people. But guess what? When it's been years with some people not talking to them. And when we finally did talk, some conversations were acceptable and they made sense. And then other conversations were not. So that person had to go. No hard feelings. I saw this quote the other day and it was really, really good. It said, an expired relationship is not a beef. Right? An expired relationship is not, it doesn't mean I wish you harm. I was about to say it doesn't mean I wish you well. I don't wish you harm. I don't have a voodoo doll that I'm sticking pins in, anything like that. I'm not into that. But it doesn't mean that I'm going to wish your downfall or, turn people against you or stalk you or anything like that. It just means that, okay, I heard you out. I accept your apology. But I still think that your behavior is unacceptable for us to continue forward in a relationship. So that's just it. That season of my life where you were important to me has ended. And now, toodles, cheerio, you got to go. All right? That's just is what it is. It depends on why the separation between us started and what was done to make it right. Because I'm not the type of person that I'm sorry is just going to cut it. Certain things you can't just throw me I'm sorry and it's all good in the hood. No. So those are the things that I keep in mind, guys, again, so that I can tap into my empathy in order to give me sympathy for some of the people around me that I really just want to cut off. Okay? I don't forget the good times. I don't forget who they are, their perspective, where they're coming from. And I make sure that the reason for me being hurt in whatever situation we found ourselves in is not inspired by my ego being hurt, but by me genuinely being hurt. Not for any other motives than, a collective motive. Like, I would like to contribute to this person's life, and I would like for us to be mutually beneficial to each other. It can't be a one-sided thing. Like, I'm mad at you because you didn't do what I wanted you to do in a way that it hurts my goals alone. No. Not coming from a place of ego. So I'm always examining my motives. For Andrella Taylor said, congratulations on my rings. I know, right? I should have them on. That's so horrible. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Andrella. I'm going to do, you know what? I have like an interesting conversation to have with y'all about how I felt after the rings as well. What's going on, Joe Mo? Long time no see, man. Natasha said, thank you. I'll actually use this for an upcoming hard convo I have to have. Wow. Okay, great. No, it's Nashe, so virtuous. Good to know that, Nashe. All right. See, that's the whole reason why I come on here and share stuff with y'all. But yeah, and what was the other thing? Oh, and then the last and final thing that you can use to analyze whether to let somebody in, give up on them, or still have a heart from them is, analyze again, where did the separation begin? And what has that person done, yourself included, to make it right? Because the longer the time has been and the worse the situation was, the more making up there is to do. Okay? Don't go sleep with somebody and bring me no dang on roses. You done bump your cotton picking head. Okay? Andrella said, I would love to talk with you one-on-one. I don't usually do one-on-one talks, Andrella, because some people be messing up my energy, girl. Ooh, I have learned the hard way. Y'all get a sister on the phone and be like, I don't think I can do it. I just don't know. I'd be like, I'm wrapping it up right now. I'll be like, oh my gosh, what have I gotten myself into? You can try to slide in my DMs and give me. We might do voice notes. We can do voice notes for a minute, but girl, if you know how many people say, "Hey, can I just pick your brain?" which is one of the phrases I actually hate. No, you cannot pick my brain unless I can pick your pockets. I'll send you an invoice. But no, yeah, get in my inbox and let me know what you have a question. No, ma'am, not that kind of energy. Okay, cool. Because then, you know, when I find myself in those certain circumstances in the past, when I'm like, yeah, girl, let me know. Here's my phone number. And I get on the phone, and then a sister may have no time. And I'm one of those people that one of the ways I stay stress-free is to tell you exactly how I feel. So I'd be like, sis, sound like you the problem. Now y'all be like, oh, she was so nice on her lives, but in person, she's really a My son is laughing. She's really a witch. And then you have my name out here, all here in these Facebook streets, like I'm a two-faced or a double-minded man. No, ma'am, Pam. That's just a saying. Everybody knows I'm not a man. Except for the people on YouTube that be like, you look like a man.
That's not funny. But
I don't care, son. You can't care about what silly people think about you. How many people on your team? I don't know. Nashe said, how many people on your team? I'm not going to lie. I honestly do not know. I don't even know if you're asking how many direct recruits, how many second, third, fourth, fifth level people. Either way, I don't know. A lot, and I know that's relative, but here's what I think. If you have enough time to sit up there and count the people on your team, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I know they have a report that you can run, but if you're constantly checking the report of how many people are on your team versus measuring a person's progress or development, then you shouldn't be in this business. That's just the way I feel about it. You shouldn't be in this business, you know? And it's not anything to say. And plus, here's the other thing, and I was having this conversation with Candy B the other day. There's somebody in my company, they have 14 people on the left, 14 people on the right, and they make, I can't say the number, let me count. They make 5 figures per week with 14 people on the left, 14 people on the right. 28 people total that they directly recruited. Conversely, I know people who have recruited over 1,000 people, and they don't make as much as this person makes. So there are things that go into it, like attrition, right? If you're recruiting but you're not retaining your people and developing them, then you're just gonna be a broke recruiter. You're a sponsor monster. I'm looking for 5 people. Gotcha. Yeah, but as soon as you get them, they're leaving you, right? It's like the person who's been married 7 times. Sorry if any of you have been married like 7 times. Like, you know, some people are like, I'm always a bridesmaid but never a bride. Okay, sis. Conversely, there are some people who have been a bride too many damn times. Would you want to be that chick? Okay? So it's not can you get them, it's can you keep them? And are you developing them? You know what I'm saying? It was the counting face for me. D'Angelo, you know our faces. Angela said, I am an executive and we are in the same lineage. I think you are awesome. What you mean we in the same lineage? Are you getting paid off of me? Are you getting paid off of me, Angela? No, I'm just saying. If so, you need to send me my cut. Quality over quantity all day long. So yeah, I used to worry about how many people I recruited. I will tell you this. I have recruited about 200 people through YouTube. Most of them I've never ever met in life. And I think that's pretty good. But I'm much less concerned about how many people are on my team. I'm more concerned about what does my check look like, because my check is a measure of the impact that I'm having on my team and on my clients. Okay? I stopped chasing people and I started chasing impact. I want impact and influence income. That is what I am after. And I love the growth that I'm seeing in people. I'm much less concerned about somebody hitting a rank and making a banner, because goodness knows. And I understand some people like recognition. I don't particularly get off on that. I like revenue. Revenue over recognition over here. But people make a banner for anything. I'm still breathing. Banner. You know, 250 Club. Banner. G5 qualified. Banner. I'm a director. Banner. I impacted this many people that banner. Like, oh my gosh. It's like a banner parade. I ain't got time for it. And my sponsor, he has stopped talking to me about me making banners for stuff because I ain't gonna do it. I'm just not a banner person. And I don't measure some things that are important to other people. I'm not trying to knock them, even though it sounds like I was, because I was so sarcastic in what I just did. But it's just not important to me. What's important to me is that you be like a J baby. You be a 52-year-old who's like, I don't know technology. I think I'm too old for this. There's already people in TLC in my group. And I don't think I can do this. And I'll be like, okay, are you done? Can we get to work now? Are you done complaining? Can we get to work now? And when you say yes, and you, even though J Baby fought me for a long time on most of the stuff I told her, she is now submitting. I have beat her into submission.
Oh, Lord.
I have beat J Baby into being teachable and coachable. And what matters to me most is not, what her rank is this week, but it's just that J Baby got 250 Club every single week in January while she was working every day of the week for 10 to 12 hours per day. And she's 250 qualified already for this first week. The first 2 weeks of she's 250 qualified so far for February. Stuff like that. When I see somebody who used to struggle to make a sale and now they're making so many sales that they're on their way to getting their second 250 Club box, that's when I'm like, say what? I'm about, like I told J Baby, I was like, I'm happy for you, but more importantly, I'm happy for me because that shows the type of leader I am. That shows the type of leader I am. I do have to make it about me. I'm just saying. So I'm more so into that stuff instead of and I told y'all, these ranks, especially for the newer people to TLC, just realize rank doesn't mean bank. It doesn't mean that you don't respect a person's rank. But I became director. I joined in 2015 June, and I think October, November-ish, I was director. I didn't hit director again until 2019. That's pitiful. That's ridiculous. I didn't hit 4 years to requalify director. But that whole time I was being announced as director because that's my lifetime rank. So doesn't mean I would. And guess what? Even as a non-qualifying director, there was some weeks that I had sales that were higher than an executive director. Okay. So it's please, if you are new, learn what matters most. It's just like the people that go on Shark Tank and they be like, we have 2 million in sales, and they're like, what's your profit? And they be like, well, actually we're in the red. You're like, what? You have 2 million in sales and your profit is negative? Where they do that at, son? What the tarnation is going on here? Baby, you would do better to have 50K in sales and 10K profit. Good. Let's look at them books. Over leverage to the hilt. What did she say? What is your rank? You're awesome. I like your approach to the business. I just came back. What is my rank right now? I don't know. The highest rank I've hit is regional. My rank for this week is probably director. I don't know, but my bank account looks great. Because that's all I care about. That's really honestly all I care about. Oh, she went off the live. Okay. Ooh, I guess she care about more. No, I'm just playing. But I can't go to T-Mobile and be like, hey y'all, I'm a regional director. They'll be like, okay, but your bill is. Anyway, we're going into a Q&A session. So what I'm going to do is end this live, and there will be a time. I have been very bad with videos lately, but that's because I've been doing a lot of behind the scenes things. I told y'all this is a year of systemization and automation. So I'm doing some things to make things easier for my team. That's why y'all will not be seeing me, because I cannot be in 2 places at one time. And I've given up trying to do that, right? Until we learn how to clone people, it's just little me all by my lonesome. And so, yeah, you won't be seeing me quite as much. But thank you all for joining on. I am glad that the person who's going to have a hard conversation, I'm glad you joined, and I'm glad that you said it was helpful. D'Angelo with your emojis. She said, that's what I love about you. Oh, well, thank you. All right. So, guys, leave a comment down below and let me know what you, D, you know what I'm saying, D? Me and you done talked in the Bahamas. We done talked about a lot of stuff, okay? And I'm telling you, it's a different level of conversation when you really get with people who's really doing things and you see what's really, really, really important. All right, not just in business, but also in life. All right, start learning what's really important. All right. I gotta go, y'all. Talk to y'all later. Leave a comment down below if you're on YouTube. Please help me with the algorithm. I always forget to say that at the beginning of the video, but help me with the algorithm because your girl monetized now. Okay, so bump up my videos so some other people can see it and I can get paid. Cha-ching. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.